drive them out of the land with ignominy, and they will be humbled.
Okay. Solomon says to them, y'all, when you know what's happening in this, it is so powerful. They come to Solomon and say, basically like, my man, you know, send somebody to Sheba talking about you want to do something. Here you go. Some money. Solomon's like, what, you gonna give me money? That's nothing. What Elijah has given me is better than what you have. You know it. It's better than what Allah, he said, what Allah has given me is better than what Allah has given you. So they have received abundance of wealth, which is characteristic of the lower vibratorial frequencies. And Solomon said, I've gotten something that's better than what Allah has given you. When you get wealth, Allah has given that to you. So we don't look at wealth as bad. The prophet said one of the greatest issues that we have is economic security. So we need economics. It's not a bad thing. But Solomon says, hey, what Allah has given me is better than what you got. What you got is of a low vibratory frequency. As a matter of fact, go back to them. He said, he said, be grateful with your gift that you have. So the Quran, the Moorish side of America says that the gifts of the understanding are the treasures of Allah. And he appointed to everyone their understanding in the new measure in which he seems fit. I'm paraphrasing. Now, the point of all that is to say that Solomon is saying that's the understanding that you got. Be grateful with that. I got better than you have, though. Matter of fact, go back to Sheba, and I need you to tell her that we coming. Let me be clear with you all. Historically speaking, Sheba's army would have been 10 to 20 times bigger than Solomon's. So it would be akin to the Iraqi military coming to the United States saying, yo, y'all don't get up out our land, we're going to get y'all. You would laugh. It would be akin to your little brother who's 7 or 8, or your little sister who's 7 or 8 saying, I'm going to beat you up and you're 20 years old. Like, okay, right? That would be funny to you. But this is what Solomon's telling them. We're going to come get you. What's happened, traditional commentators say, oh, Solomon would have gone to get her, so she needed to submit. No. Sheba was much more powerful in the army than Solomon was, historically. Israel, you're talking about a small space. Ethiopia, Abyssinia, it was huge. She had a massive army, if we're talking about just the physical portion here. So let's see what happens. It says, return unto them. We barely shall come unto them with hopes that they cannot resist. Solomon said, we're going to come to them with something they can't resist. And what did yours say, sister? Because yours, the way it says is more beautiful.
Which one is it? 37?
Yes.
Go back to them. We shall soon come with our armies, which they will not be able to face. We shall drive them out of the land with ignominy.
We shall drive them out of the land.
And they will be humbled.
They will be humbled. That's so important. Solomon said, we're going to drive them out of the land. Where's the land?
Africa.
Yes, Africa. Where's the land? Is it above or is it below?
Yeah. Below.
It's below. All right. Solomon said, we're coming, and we're going to drive y'all out of the land. And then what does it say? You continue.
And he then said to the courtiers, "Oh, you nobles, is there any one of you, anyone who can bring me her throne before they come to me in submission?"
So now, it's interesting. Solomon says to his people, can one of you bring me her throne? First it was, we're going to come there and we're going to wreck y'all, basically. Then he says to his people, can one of you bring me her throne? Thrones are typically non-moving things. Right? He says, can one of y'all bring me her throne? Who responds? Now he has, before you read that, he has, who does Solomon have at his disposal? What groups?
The jinn
and jinn. Who do you think responds to this?
The hoopy.
Human and jinn. Okay. And he has birds, right? The hoopy's gone.
Okay.
Hoopy bounced.
Okay.
He did his thing.
Okay.
Human and jinn. Who responds?
The jinn.
Why would the jinn respond? Oh, it's so good.
I see it. Why would the jinn?
Yes. Not the humans, but the jinn. When Shaitan, this is why Satan, according to the Quran, became Satan. He was there with the angels when Adam, the physical part, or I won't say that, when Adam was created. And Adam, Allah says to the angels, I'm going to create man. And the angels say, you're going to create that which creates bloodshed in the earth? And Allah says, I know what you know not. And they say, all right. So Adam is created. And he tells the angel, name this creation. And the angel said, Allah, we can't. We only know what you told us. He said, Adam named him. Adam begins to name all of creation. Typical way this is told, people say he was like, oh, dog. We know that's not what happened. And when he does that, when Adam names creation, the angels are like, oh my God. And Allah says, angels, bow down to Adam. The Quran says there is nothing worthy of worship but Allah. Bowing down is an act of worship. Allah tells the angels, bow down to man. That is such a profound instruction. We typically skip right by it real quick because we don't know how to deal with that and say, because it then says, and all bowed except Iblis. It refers to Shaitan as Iblis. They all bowed except Iblis because he was haughty and arrogant. And Satan didn't bow down. That was when he became Satan. His arrogance made him Satan. And Satan said, I'm not bowing down to him. You made him of clay. I'm made of smokeless fire. I'm greater than he is. I'm not bowing to him. And that's when he became the Shaitan. An arrogance that seeped in and said, I am greater than he is. I'm better. I don't see myself in him. I'm not one with him, which we do every day. Right? So, you're not going to pile it up on the Shaitan. That's us. We do that. Mm-hmm. Right? And he says, and that's when Shaitan becomes Shaitan. My point in all of that is, why the jinn? Why would a jinn that want to step up and say, oh, you want her throne? I can do it. Because we got to remember, Moors, we're not talking, I'm giving you the answer, we're not talking about a physical throne. Physical thrones aren't meant to be moved. What are they going to do? Go over there and pick it up and take it over to him and say, here's a throne. A throne is where a queen sits. They can destroy her throne. Solomon says, which one of y'all going to give me a throne? And what does the next one say?
Oh, a crafty jinn said, I will bring it before you rise from your seat. For I am strong and trustworthy.
For such work. So I got you. I'll get it to you before you can even stand up. That's Ali. That's how Ali talked. Muhammad Ali talked like that. Right? I'm going to get it before you even stand up. Why the jinn and not human?
I don't know.
Woo! Come on, sister. Think about this.
I can't,
the jinn are what?
Spirit.
They're spirits. They're spiritual beings, which we are too, right? But you can't see the jinn with your fleshy eye. The jinn are a spiritual cast that was so much that Satan was able to rise to the level of angel. He was a jinn. The jinn are spiritually inclined. So they're the ones who say, I got you. That's what you need? A throne? Got you. How have the humans in this story been responding the entire time? What did it? Oh no! Who came to Solomon? Who came to Solomon? Men came to Solomon, and what did they come to Solomon saying they could do? Right. Or they said, "I'm gonna give you wealth." They told Sheba, "We can wreck him if you want us to wreck him." So the humankind has been stuck at which level? Everything below. All physical. The jinn, he says, you get a throne. I need a throne. And the jinn immediately steps up. They hadn't said a word this whole time. The jinn steps up because the Quran is letting you know we're not talking about a physical thing here. We're talking about something spiritual for the throne. Or else humans would have stepped up. Because in the story, human is represented as such.
The
earthly. I'm bringing you. And he says we're going to go down there and crush them in the land. Right? The land, he says, drive them out of the land. Excuse me. Right? So they're representative of earthly material. The jinn is not earthly material. The jinn is created of smokeless fire. You seen smokeless fire anywhere? Mm-hmm. Right? So it's referring to something that is unseen. The jinn is unseen. And they're saying, I got you. I can go get this throne. So we know we're not talking about something physical. Let's keep reading. Instruction 40.
But one who had knowledge of the letter said, I will bring it to you in the twinkling of an eye. When Solomon saw it before him, he said, this is by the grace of my Lord, and he may test me whether I am grateful or I am thankless. Yet if one is grateful, he is grateful for himself, and if one is thankless, then surely my Lord is unconcerned and magnanimous. Turning to his nobles, he said, change the appearance of her throne. Let us see if she is rightly guided, or is not guided at all.
Stop right there. So they bring the throne to him before the twinkling of an eye. The crafty then says, I get it to you quickly before you can sit down. Then someone who understood scripture says, I can bring it to you before the twinkling of an eye. All right? And in the scripture, in the Bible, Jesus says that I'll be back with like a thief in the night. It's a symbolic term for the twinkling of an eye. Eye deals with vision. Before you can even, I got you, I'll bring it to you. And before it went to another verse, the throne was there in front of him.
Is it the idea also of like speed of light?
Yeah.
Moving, like you move faster than, because that's a high vibration.
That's right.
And that spirit moves incredibly fast.
That's right.
So in the physical world, it would be that quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a beautiful point. One of them says before you sit down, before you stand up, I can get it. The other one says I can bring it to you quicker than a twinkle of an eye.
That's faster.
It's like I got you. Boom, it's there. And we're talking about light, right? So another example of light. And Solomon, once he sees the throne, what does he say? This is important. It gives you an understanding of why Sheba was how she was. What does Solomon say when he sees the throne?
Change the appearance.
No, before that.
This was Nazareth. When Solomon saw it before him, he said, this is by the grace of my Lord.
So the first thing he says is,
test me.
oh my God, it's here. This is by the grace of Allah. Then he says, why though? Why is it gracious of Allah that is thrown in front of him?
That he may test
that
me.
He may test me. So Solomon sees this throne and he says, this is a test. Why was it a test?
Because it was something that he enjoyed seeing.
Yeah.
It was attractive.
It was attractive. It was beautiful. And Solomon said, oh, praise Allah. This is a test for me. I might also be one who worships the sun. That's what Solomon says. Oh my God. This is a beautiful throne. It's the same with us. Oh my God. I'm married, but that is a beautiful woman. Woo, she looked good. It's the brightness of the image looks beautiful to us, but we don't see the spirit within. Then we engage in the brightness of the image, the woman, and then after we've engaged, and a month or two go by, the luster is gone. Now we like, probably shouldn't have done that. Spirit kicks in. Probably shouldn't have done that. I'm stupid. Man, that sandwich looked good. I'm full. Allah forgive me.
Right.
Right? So it looks good. Probably shouldn't have done that. The luster look. Solomon is struggling. Solomon says, my God, this is a beautiful throne. Allah, please. And then immediately he says, what after that?
This is a test.
Yes, keep going.
This is by the grace of my Lord, and he may test me whether I am grateful or I am thankless. Yet, if one is grateful, he is grateful for himself. And if one is thankless, then surely my Lord is unconcerned and magnanimous.
So one who is grateful for who?
Himself.
And then he immediately says, what's the next part say?
And if one is thankless, then surely my Lord is unconcerned and magnanimous.
So one who is grateful or thankful is grateful for themselves. One who is not is what?
Thankless.
For what? They don't see the power of themselves. If the grateful is like, the way this one says it is also very beautiful. It says, this is of the bounty of my Lord, that he may try me, whether I give thanks or am ungrateful. Whoever giveth thanks, he only giveth thanks for the good of his own soul. And whoever is ungrateful only to his own soul's hurt. Is how it's said in there. Let me see if the word soul is in here.
Yeah. See, that's leaving it out. The word soul, nafsi, is in here. Waman shakara fa inama yashkuru li nafsi. Nafsi is soul. Yeah. I'm gonna have to study that because that is something deeper in here. I'm not able to see it. But it deals with soul here. He's saying someone who is grateful for their soul is thankful, and the person who is not thankful is not grateful for what they can do themselves for their own soul. In other words, the grateful one is one who sees Allah within. The ungrateful one doesn't see Allah there. You're dealing with someone, a throne that perceives the image of Allah, that which is outside of itself, greater than that which is inside. The Allah within. He said the grateful ones are those who see Allah within. Those are the ones who are grateful. The ones who are grateful to their own soul, the soul which holds the pineal gland and all these different things. The one who's ungrateful, they don't see that. And Allah's trying me to think that I can, because I'm being tested, because I see this that's outside of me, and it is so beautiful. And he said, this is the text. The next verse says what?
Turning to his nobles, he said, change the appearance of her throne.
Immediately. Change her throne. To change it. It's too much. Change the appearance of her throne. Go ahead.
Change the appearance of her throne. Let us see if she is rightly guided or is not guided at all.
Change her throne. Let's see if she's really rightly guided or not. And remember, this goes back to the Hoopy who was talking as well. So as it continues, it says, so when she came, 42, when she came, it was said, is thy throne like this? Now remember, they changed her throne. Solomon is of what stature? Where is Solomon in reference to the ants?
Higher.
He's above that. Now the Hoopy says, look, the Allah's throne is the throne. But Solomon is above the ants. So if Solomon is above the ants and he changes her throne, then what sort of quality will the throne that Solomon changes have?
Like him.
It'll be like Solomon. It'll be representative of his station. Y'all with me?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Solomon, if Warren Hill changes something, I see it, and Warren Hill is a good craftsman, I'll say, oh, that's Warren Hill's work. You know it. Oh, when people mimic Michael Jackson, you say, oh, he's Michael Jackson. When you see Michael Jackson, you say, oh, that's Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
That's Michael. I see that. You know, you can mock it, but the real deal, oh, I know it. And the moves might look exactly the same, but there's something in the spirit that you like, oh, but when Michael does it, it's something else to it.
Yes, it is.
Solomon changed her throne and said, let me see if she sees, if she is of the rightly guided. So Solomon can only change the throne based on his station. His station is very high. So he changes, or he gets his people to change her throne based on what he, on his throne. And what does she say when she sees the throne? This is also.
When she arrived, they asked her, is your throne like this? She said, as though this is it.
So what is she saying?
Had come
Wait,
to
one second. What is she saying?
As though this is it.
What does that mean?
She didn't recognize no changes.
She recognized no changes. So she said, oh, you say, see this throne, you see your throne, you see anything different? She said, oh, this is my throne. That's what she says. Solomon changed it. She said, oh, this is my throne. And what's the next thing it said?
We had come to have knowledge and already know.
Now. The way that most Quran translators translate, they say, and Solomon says. The Quran, I bear witness, does not say Solomon said it. It doesn't. They just don't know how to deal with the fact that she would just said, we were Muslims before. We know about this. Because in here it says, and it has Solomon in parentheses. Because it's trying to tell you, it's not in there, but we're letting you know that Solomon said this. It says, and, I'm going to skip Solomon said, we were given the knowledge, the science, before, and we had surrendered to Allah. So we had been given this knowledge before. We knew about this, and we had surrendered to Allah before, which is why she can recognize it. She's like, yeah, I know this. This is like, it's mine. What's happening to her? What's taking place with her? Initially, she's the one who worships the sun, not Allah. What's happening?
What is Solomon doing?
Transformation.
He's transforming her. By transforming, see, you said he transformed her throne. Her throne, they took it from her. The throne can't be taken from you. It's yours. They took it from her, they transformed it. What was actually being transformed was her. And she said, oh, this is like my throne. It's like it is. It's mine. And we were Muslims before. We had this science before. I've seen this translated that we had the science before. You know this very well. Do I need to pause?
Is this like the prophet teaching them to be themselves?
Yes. Yes. So when the prophet teaches you to be yourself, what you become, you've been that before. And you might get to that space and you say, oh, I know this. Or deja vu. You see something, you say, oh, I've seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this before. Because you have seen it before. You were there before. So the prophet said, I'm just teaching you to be yourself. Meaning, this is who you are. You just forgot. Solomon transforms her throne. She sees, she said, this is just like it's my throne. This is my throne. We were Muslims before. He taught her to be herself. Wait a minute, how did Solomon do that? So, how much, let me ask you this question. How much traveling has Solomon been doing?
None.
0. Everyone else traveled. Solomon's done no traveling. He's been on his throne all the time and telling everybody else, you go do you. He's done nothing. Sheba came. Why did Sheba come? They're going to take her a message. And now she's there. So Sheba traveled as well. All right?
The jinn went and got her throne and brought it to him.
Yes. But now Sheba is there. That's right. She traveled. My point is that she's traveled.
Okay.
And 43 says,
oh, sorry. She was in fact turned away by what she worshipped other than God. For she came to an unbelieving people.
Go to 44. And this, let me tell y'all, 44 is full of stuff.
Treasures of all?
It is full of it. But go ahead.
She was invited to enter the court. When she saw it, she took it for a sheet of water.
All right. Okay. Now we're starting to get into some really mystical thing. She was invited into the court. When she saw it as a sheet of water. What does Acts 7 tell you all to do? Your hearts and minds pure with love, and your bodies
Clean with water.
What is the prophet making a direct connection between love and water? Hearts and minds pure with love. So love purifies your heart and your mind. What purifies your body?
Water.
It does a physical and a spiritual. So the prophet is saying love is water. She comes to this throne and she sees it as a pool of water. And what does she do next?
So like a pool of purity?
Yes.
And pulling up her skirts.
Now,
Plural.
pulling up her skirts. To pull up your skirt, to take off your garment means what happened? What were you before?
Clothed.
You were clothed. You were clothed. You were concealing something. Whenever you see she took off her garment, he took off his garment, they pulled something off. What now is happening?
Peeling away, cleaning.
They're peeling away. They're being purified. They can actually now see. All right? And here it says, it was said to her, enter the hall. And when she saw it, she deemed it a pool and bared her legs. Solomon said, lo, it is a hall made smooth of glass. She said, my Lord, lo, I have wronged myself, and I surrender with Solomon unto Allah, the Lord of the world. That's how this story ends. She comes, she sees this hall, and she thinks it's a pool of water, and so she uncovers. And she begins to walk. He says, it's glass. That's also important. It's glass. Come on and walk in. And the moment she walks in, she says, oh my God. That's how you know the pulling up of something is the beginning of, the Buddhists call it, enlightenment. And when she does, she comes in, she says, my Lord. And what does it say there?
When she saw it, she took it for a sheet of water, and pulling up her skirt, uncovered her legs. Solomon told her, "This is paved with tiles of glass. O Lord," she said, "I have wronged myself, and I submit to the Lord of all the world with Solomon."
Now, yeah. You see how just a few word changes, how it does it, how it switches what's happening here. Solomon didn't make her submit. She's saying, now I submit with Solomon, which means that where is she now?
On his throne?
On his throne. She's at his level. Solomon is representative of a plane of existence. Solomon is representative of the highest throne.
Something like the Hierophant.
Yes, very similar, right? Except for whenever you see things like this, let's for time's sake, let me just go ahead and flesh all this out real quick, and the next Sunday we can discuss a little more. The Queen of Sheba, she's the Queen of 7. How many chakras are there?
7.
7. What does the Queen do in chess?
Go out wherever she wants to.
Freely. The Queen can move however the Queen desires. Sheba was moving between where?
Her throne and his throne?
Where are their thrones?
Divinity and matter.
That's true. Divinity matter is how the Quran describes what phenomenon? I already said it. The chakras.
Okay.
So she is moving between the chakras. She is representative of the force in Hinduism that they call Kundalini.
Kundalini.
Kundalini is described, listen to this, it's described as hot. It's described as a hot force, right? It rises up the spine till it gets to the pineal gland and it lights up that pineal gland. And when it lights up the pineal gland, now you can do what?
See.
How you can see. But this isn't the last place to go. So Solomon says, come into the hall. Where is Solomon? We saw this from the beginning.
The higher.
He is the crown chakra. The crown chakra, does it move? No. It does not move. It is what it is. And the crown chakra can see all of the other chakras. And so when the ants start talking from here, Solomon looked at it, he said, oh, that's interesting. This is being activated. Huh. Now this is activated. Where's the hoopy? Where is this bird that is supposed to be in the valley of the ants?
He did go get her, but
he didn't go anywhere.
The hoopy didn't go?
Yes, the hoopy did. Now the hoopy traveled. Now I'm interested in that. I haven't figured that out yet because the hoopy traveled too, which means that the hoopy was able to travel. Birds are typically symbolic of
but they usually
go above and they see. Yes, which is why he told her, hey, this is he gave messages. Now, birds are typically, whatever bird it may be, symbols of I can go from place to place, which is why angels have wings, right? In symbology, the wings are not the fact that angels have wings, they fly, is that they can travel, that they can move. So the bird is a symbol of travel, right? But Solomon is on his throne, which is above all. The hoopy says, though, yeah, Solomon, she got a serious throne. She's got a serious throne. But she thinks that the image of Allah is Allah, which means that as she has traveled back and forth, Kundalini-wise, she got stuck somewhere, either here or here. She got stuck somewhere, probably the heart chakra, and believed that the image of Allah was Allah. And the hoopy was like, no, but that's not where you need to be. And Solomon said, oh, okay. I'm gonna need to go. We're gonna need to get her. We're gonna need to transform her. He gets her. He brings his Kundalini forth, which is a hot force. And the first thing she sees when she gets ready to walk in is what? Water. She said, oh, that's water. So she begins to, you do this, she begins to tiptoe. He said, no. This isn't water. This is glass. What would fire be afraid of? Water. He said, this isn't water. Relax. It is a towel of glass. In some Qurans, it's referred to as crystal. in the Taoist tradition, they refer to the highest form of enlightenment as a crystal palace, is what they refer to it as. In some traditions, when they show the third eye, they show a bunch of crystals that are there. And so when he comes to her, he says, come into the hall. And remember, when she sees the throne initially, she says, oh, I know that throne. Of course she does. She's been there before. But she got stuck somewhere. How is this relevant to you? That as we move up in activating our chakras, we can get stuck right here. We get stuck in this chakra, or this chakra, or this chakra, or this one. We get stuck and we say, oh, that's all that is. This is it. The heart chakra? Praise Allah, I'm there. And Solomon said, no, you're not there yet. And she says, I got a bunch of armies at my disposal. She does. All of the lower manifest, she's like, I can roll with them. The lower manifest comes to Solomon, who's here, and Solomon says, you bringing me stuff from the lower manifest? Allah has given me better than what he's giving you. Go back to her. That gives him an understanding of her state. He says, okay, I know where she is. I know where she is along the way. Go get her. Get her throne for me. And they go get her throne. They bring it to him. And he said, let's transform it. We're transforming her. She's going through initiation. And then what you see right then is the initiation rite. Come into this hall. She comes into the hall. And then when she gets into the hall, she says, oh my God, I submit to Allah with Solomon. Not because of Solomon. The prophet said, if I can get you to think,
you can save yourself.
She saved herself. Solomon just showed her the pathway, and she took it. She did it herself. She saved herself. But this is a story of the traveling that we have to do each and every day. The Kundalini is representative of her and the traveler. The soul, read the soul of man. He'll tell you that she's a traveler. She goes everywhere, got you. And it says, be careful with her though, she can be rash. Islam.
I'd just like to make a motion to that the meeting be extended 15 minutes, provided I get a second.
Second.
So it's like, be careful with her. She can be rash. Read the soul of man. After we've gone through this and see what it says. She can be rash. But she is of all knowledge. She knows everything. But be careful. The spirit is representative as masculine often. We know the spirit is not merely masculine because the spirit is not moving. It is set. Typically speaking, the masculine energy is set as a throne. It doesn't move. It sits. She's there. And she gets to this place and says, oh my God. Praise Allah. Her words, lo, it is a hall made smooth glass. She said, my Lord, I have wronged myself and I surrender with Allah. I surrender with Solomon to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. She's like, I was wrong before. I was stuck. We see it in the cartoon Avatar. Her father, remember Aang's son, the girl's father, he's like, why can't I? He gets Aang himself, when the guru says, my man, you gotta let that go. He says, oh no, I cannot let it go. And he had activated all his chakras. He said, if you don't let go, you will not activate your own chakra. He said, I can't. I cannot. And he says, don't you? Part of that understanding too is understand that the guru cannot pull you into it. You gotta go yourself. You have to take the journey yourself. You have to submit your will. That's what Islam is. It's submission to Allah. You submitting your will to the will of Allah and it becoming one. Then the fix is a fact. The resurrection is a fact. When you submit your will to the will of Allah, the resurrection is a fact. It's not a myth anymore. Jesus said, what I did, all men can do. I can do it. But you have to do it. Right? WebMay can't make you do it. Warren Hill can't make you do it. McPherson can't make you do it. None of us can make anyone do it. You gotta do it yourself. We come here to learn the information that makes it easier for us to do it, but you got to do it. And we can't blame nobody else for when we don't do it. Oh man, they more than tell me they did so and so. What you doing? You got to do it. It's not for me to do it. Not for A Hospital to do it for me. I, for ages, looked for sheiks and spiritual masters to take me somewhere that I wasn't willing to go myself. I wasn't willing to go there. I didn't really want I wanted it. I didn't really want it. I thought I wanted it until stuff started happening. I was like, oh, I don't want that no more. I have to be willing to do it myself. I gotta go. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. That's a profound statement. It's true. You can lead us all the way up to the steps of heaven. And then you say, well, you gotta take that next step. You be like, nah, I'm good. He was kind of scared of us on straight. And we expect someone to throw us over there. Nah, you gotta do it yourself. That's why we're here in the first place. It's fine too.
This idea of submitting your will to the will of God, it keeps bringing me back to Jesus, get behind me, Satan, and that is Satan submitting to Jesus' will. Again, he didn't say go away, he said get behind me. And that is a position to show that you are being led. And that keeps coming. 2, we are all Sheba, right?
Yes.
We are Sheba.
Yes.
Sheba is us.
Yes.
And 3, talking about either water, glass, or crystal. All of those are reflective materials.
Yes, they are.
And when you talk about it, it's also seeing yourself. And like when you said the veil was taken up from Muhammad and he saw himself, it was a mirror. That this is you.
Yep.
You are it and it is you. And this is a palace of crystal, of glass, of water.
Yeah.
All those things are reflective materials.
That's good.
And the idea that we need to reflect, we need to constantly reflect. That idea of, constantly reflecting on who we are, and being able to see ourselves. This is the whole experience of life, that we see ourselves as a lot.
That's right.
As a lot.
That is so powerful. At glass, and these are reflective things where you can finally see yourself. And at that point, where she said, "Oh my God, I didn't see myself before," which that fits perfectly in the story. I didn't see myself before. Now I do. I submit to Allah the Lord of the world with Solomon as a partner with Solomon, not as Solomon is greater than him. It's so interesting. The story ends right there. And then they start talking about something. The Quran of Mecca, the prophet says we derive our power and our authority from it. Typically, we look at that like, because of the physical Quran and what the lesson in it. There are so many powerful spiritual things in this book. I can't begin to decode them. A lot of stuff we talk about today, I didn't have an understanding until y'all started talking. We started talking. I was like, oh my goodness. You said anything? I didn't have that understanding before. It just started clicking on. That's why this is so good for us to be able to get a deeper understanding of what's happening in these lessons for our development and our growth. This is for our development and our growth. When the adulterer, Jesus and the adulterer, that story is so beautiful. Now it's more beautiful to me. The prophet opened my eyes. He opened my eyes to be able to see. And now when I read that story, the effect that it has on me internally is so much more deeper. And when I realized, when he says to her, "Where are your accusers?" And she looked around and said, "Nowhere." He said, "All right." She was being hard on herself. Wasn't anybody around. So he said, "Where are they?" And she said, "They're nowhere." They're nowhere around. I said, "Okay." And the reason I know that's what's taking place is in the very next portion. After that's over, the very next portion, the accusers were back and they were talking to Jesus about something. They just went and hid behind a tree and then came back out. No, he's like, you are being hard on yourself. You need to forgive yourself. You made a mistake. Cool. It's over. Forgive yourself. It's done. Forgive yourself. And we don't do that. I don't do that. That's the lesson in that. So now I have to take that lesson and I have to do it. Any of you who've been in this temple, I bet Taylor can bear witness to this. Brother Jackson Bacon bear witness to this. When you come in and you hear the word Allah, it's because it's a little uncomfortable at first. You're like, I don't know if I want to keep saying Allah. And you keep saying it, and then it becomes normal. Right? So, yes, initially, forgiving yourself may be uncomfortable. Keep saying it. Keep doing it. It becomes normal. The body gets used to it and says, oh, this is what we do. When a situation happens, we forgive ourselves. It's hard at first, but it becomes normal. Islam. So that's what we need to do. I'm going to come back to this and just ask questions about it, but I pray that we got a lot out of this today. This is not what my plan was. I wanted to get through with that and then get something in the
Quran Moorish, Quran questionnaire. I just want to ask a few questions. Who made you?
Allah.
Who is Allah?
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Can we see him?
No.
Where's the misplaced in the meeting?
In the heart.
Praise Allah.
Praise
So I stop there. Next Sunday, come to Sunday school. Because we're going to do the worksheet next Sunday.
Praise
so we're going to
Allah.
start breaking down the things necessary so we can see the glass and see who it is that we are.
Praise Allah. Islam. Praise Allah.
Peace.